create him.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Suburban Nerd, this channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. I also do movie reviews, and today's movie I'm going to be reviewing is Crimes of the Future. Sorry, you caught me. So it's a movie, the new movie directed by David Cronenberg. If you've never seen my reviews, I go and give a synopsis as best as I can of the movie. Then I give you my pros, give you my cons, then I give a grade, and voila, there's my review. So this movie, Crimes of the Future, it's based in a post, kind of like not apocalyptic, but a post damaged future where humans have lost their sense of pain and they can no longer get infection, and some few select humans actually produce organs, random new organs that no one knows what their use is for. So therefore humanity is downgraded into this point where they do bad things in order to get whatever pleasure. So you see people cutting themselves on the street, and because there's no longer infection and they don't have to worry about that, they pretty much do all these bad things to their bodies that that medicine or whatever new technology will just heal. Like if you get cut, lasers and all these healing kind of things will just cover up the wound, so you don't even see it no more. So the main story follows a character, Saul Tensen, who he has this crippling ability, like his body creates random new organs on a regular basis, and he works with a partner that and it's like not like, almost like a magic act, but what they do is they present it in front of people like a show where she tattoos the new organ inside the body, and then at the same time removes it, does the surgery with this technology that slices, and she doesn't do it with her hands, and they put it in a jar to present it, and everybody's watching. Meanwhile, you have a child that was murdered and by the mother because she sees him as an abomination because he doesn't eat traditional food. He eats synthetics and plastics and stuff like that. The father, who actually also has this thing, but he actually did it to his body with a group of people because they see the future as being able for us to exist and to survive. We need to adapt and be able to take care of this the natural stuff left on Earth by us. And there's a government that doesn't want that to happen. They think it's blasphemy because they want to stick to their old ways. And there's inner beauty pageant where they rate the new organs that are coming out. So this movie's got a lot going on in it, so I'll probably touch on it a little bit later. But my positives of this movie is that the soundtrack and the plot, the story, the underlining story from what I got is what they're trying to say is that like the humans that are altering themselves in order to evolve is basically like saying clean energy is what we need in order for us to exist and to survive in the future. And the government or a lot of people do not want us. They want to stick us and keep us using fossil fuels, which may run out and which is actually hurting the environment. But yet the only way all of us are going to survive is if we change our ways and actually use cleaner energy and use something that's going to self-sustaining energy. And that's kind of the underlying story I was getting from this. Also, the fact that we desensitize ourselves from what we see, and we take pleasure in other people's pain a lot. And that's what I'm getting. And I felt that underlying statement. I got it, and it was a great way it was conveyed. It was very understandable. It was a little confusing here and there, but like once you saw the whole story, you kind of got it. Like at the beginning with the kid eating the plastic, you were like, what's going on? But once you kind of got forward and you found out that the mother killed it, and the father wanted to present the boy to the world to show that we can evolve and we can survive on this planet by not eating these other foods, but just eating recycled synthetic plastics that they mold together and make into a candy bar. But since the kid was murdered, he wants an autopsy done so that the world can see what what the organs or whatever inside look like with the kid, with his son, because the mother just didn't care. Plus, there's the underlying love story between Saul and the lady. So that's good. The acting was great. Even Kristen Stewart, she was awkward. That's her. But she was especially awkward in this movie. And I'm not saying she's a bad actor. I've seen her in some other ones. What was that one movie? Breathe, I think it was called. Or it was underwater. I forget what I think it's called, Underwater. I think that's what it was called. But check that out if you really want to see something. But that being said, soundtrack, the music was very kind of strong in certain moments. I definitely felt it. The acting was really good, superb. The underlying story, definitely appreciated it, and the cinematography was pretty decent. The weird things that you saw, cosmetics, I give them props. Cosmetics looked all crazy. Now my negatives is that this movie does not finish. It starts, it gives you a lot of options, gives you a lot of things, and then it just stops, just randomly stops. I was looking around like, is it done? Because it just gets to a point where they're laying up all these things, and then when it stops, you're like, wait, is there supposed to be a sequel? Because I don't know if this is going off a book, but this shouldn't end this way. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, they definitely were hitting over your head as far as their underlying statement. I appreciate it, but for other people that kind of got it, it could be like over and over the head. Other thing is, if you're squeamish, oh boy, do not watch this movie, because there is autopsies, people cutting each other randomly, blades through the legs and calves. People, their sex scene is without sex, but they're laying in a pod where these knives and stuff start just cutting through them, slicing up their thing. You see organs and insides ripped open. There's a autopsy on the boy, a little naked boy. They just open him up, take all and the thing goes ham. They go zzz, and it just pulls out. And I'm like, Jesus, like, isn't there supposed to be? I mean, granted, the kid's dead, but they just go in. So if you're squeamish, it might not be for you. It's nowhere near as so off the wall weird as the A24 movie Men that I saw, where the last 15 minutes, that last 15 minutes makes any other weird movie seem tame, and that's what it did for this, which is why I'm giving this movie C+. I'm giving it C+, because even though I like the movie, I do not like when they give it abruptly end. And these directors, sometimes they make it so like, maybe you come up with your own ending. No, that's being lazy. You come up with the ending. That's your job, not me. I don't want to have to think and then everyone's arguing and fighting. No, this was a happen. No. Tell me what happened at the end, or let me know there's a sequel. Don't leave it up for debate, because I don't know whether I'm supposed to be waiting for the next movie or it's the way it ends and I'm supposed to just interpret it. Otherwise, this movie was okay. Like I said, compared to Men, this weirdness and the underlying statement, it worked for me. I give it a C+ because, like I said, it's a good movie, but very squeamish, not really my cup of tea. Body horror is not my cup of tea, but the underlying statement still worked, but it never finished. So C+ is the best it's getting. That's my review. Remember, if you agree with me, if you like my reviews, comment down below. Tell me what you think. I want to hear what everybody else is thinking about this weird movie, because I'm hearing mixed reviews. Some people, like at the Cannes Film Festival, some people walked out, some people applaud. I don't know. But thank you. Remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next review.